Greetings and salutations. Today's a very emotional day, and I'm just going to do this off the cuff. I've spoken a lot about honor. Honor is something that's fundamental to a man. If a man has honor, then everything else he has is real. If a man doesn't have honor, then everything that he does have is fake. Now, some people have said, well, you're talking about men. Okay, what about women? What is the basis point of a woman? Because women and men are not exactly identical. Okay, I would say that the basis point of a good woman is dignity. If a woman has true dignity, then everything else she has is real. If a woman has no dignity, then everything else she has is fake. Now, I don't like to use people as examples, but I'm going to today. Let's look at somebody like Hillary Clinton. Okay, I have a low opinion of her, maybe you don't. I see her as a Cruella de Vil type. Think of the most evil women you've ever known in your life, and you'll see a woman that's filled with pride. Oh, filled with pride, but zero dignity, like no dignity at all. They will go to no depth is too deep, no depravity too disgusting for them. They will do anything, yet they're filled with pride. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, in the absence of dignity, what do you have? You've got bitterness, you've got deceptiveness, you've got manipulation, and you've got pride. All of those things are weaknesses, but the evil person sees them as strengths. An evil person will say, oh, I manipulate everybody, that makes me strong. No, it doesn't. Okay, an evil person will be bitter as hell, and she'll blame everybody else for her problems and take no responsibility for them herself. Why? Because she has no dignity. All right? Now, I heard from a wise old woman what her mother had said to her. Now, I'm going to try and describe this. I'll try and do justice to it. She said, in regard to dating, if you give a man your hand, he'll take your hand, but he won't take anything else. If you give a man your arm, he'll take your arm, but he won't take anything else. Women are the gatekeepers of sex, and men, generally speaking, respect that. If you give a man your body, he'll take it. Okay, it's up to you. Now, here's what I say. If you give the world your dignity, the world will take it, and it won't give it back. Dignity is something that you have to keep, because nobody can take it. Nobody's got the right to take it. Nobody's got the ability to take it. It's the same way with men with honor. They can torture you, they can send you into the military, they can send you off to war, get your legs blown off, come back blind and burned half to death, but you can still have your honor, because nobody can take honor. It can only be surrendered. The same is true for dignity. You can do anything to a woman and she can still have her dignity. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. In the Holy Bible, there's a special woman, Rahab the prostitute. Rahab the prostitute. You know what makes her special? She's defined both in the Old Testament and the New Testament as an example of righteousness. An example of righteousness. Who gets to be in the Bible in the first place? Who gets to be in the Old Testament and the New Testament? And who gets to be in both Old and New as an example of righteousness? Who? Rahab the prostitute. Well, that's a hell of a thing, isn't it? Rahab the prostitute, definition of righteousness in the Holy Bible. An example? Well, I'll tell you what Rahab did. Okay, back in the old days, I won't go into detail, but there were two sides, good and bad. And there were some spies from the good side went over to the bad to spy on them. Well, they were about to get caught. Well, who saved them? Rahab the prostitute. She hid them out. Okay. Now, if anybody found out that she'd done that, she'd have been tortured and killed. Did she have anything to gain from doing that? Hell no, she wasn't even getting paid. Why did she do it? Because it was the right thing to do. And when she was asked about, have you seen the spies, she sent the military off in the wrong direction. Wow, now she's really asking to get herself killed. And then she sent the spies off in safety so they could get back to the good side, all right? You don't have to know anything about the Bible to understand Rahab put her life on the line with nothing to gain. So she's mentioned for that, not just in the Old Testament, but in the New Testament, as an example of righteousness. She didn't give up prostitution. She didn't give up prostitution. But she had something special. What'd she have? Dignity. All right? She had her dignity. She had herself. She owned herself. She had dignity. She's not given up as an example of a woman of faith. It's not even mentioned if she had faith. What did she have? She had dignity. And what does that mean? It means she's an example of righteousness, both in the Old Testament and the New Testament. An example of righteousness. How about that? Now, there's a lot more I could say. But you know, honor and dignity cannot be taken. They can only be surrendered. If you're a man and you have honor, everything else you have is real. If you're a woman and you have dignity, everything else you have is real. If you don't have dignity, you can have all the money in the world and be nothing but a piece of shit. Just like Hillary Clinton. Alright? There. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. My name is Scott McErnan, and thank you for your time.